Hello everyone, we are getting into it. This is going to be between Soak on the west side and Human Sewage on the east side. And by west and east, we're just referring to sides of this particular coin here. We got 4 people in for the Soak team, and we're missing our last one here from Human Sewage. So we're just kind of like getting the last section of that together. We're here on the cast, and I wanted to just say thank you guys for the opportunity to be able to cast this great match between these two incredible teams. Soak back again after taking a season off to join us for the Platinum League, fighting against some of the biggest mainstays that we have in the strongest community members that we have, actually, I should say. And immediately, we're getting in here, not even going to let Corvus, lock in. Corvus is ready to go. Hank in here. We have our bats being Jats and Corvus. And Syndro against Lunchmeat, Jordy, Goose, and Captain Danny. HDD back in here going and just taking on the captain role, and a little bit of a new image, I should say. Both teams looking very strong. Jordy here was traded from another team to be able to make sure that Soak had its full contingent of 4 players. And yeah, we're ready to get going. We're on Black Queen's Keep to be able to start off this set. I'm very excited to see these two teams play in the current meta of the Platinum League. Okay, let's see what the opens are. We have Lunchmeat and Hank both raring to go. Hank waiting for Lunchmeat to rotate into the left side, doing the whole bounce approach. Syndro can't seem to be able to get into the gate, so Corvus gets up on the sword. Instead, we have 2 mil each side. Syndro trying to be able to get up in that military. Ooh, stopped short by Lunchmeat, but is taken out by Hank in the top left. Well played there. Corvus rotating around for Lunchmeat, getting the zip zop zippity dop across the stepways, putting both queens on second. Hank controlling that middle gate really well. Syndro trying to take a shot at Goose, not happening. Looks like Hank's gonna get the approach. Oh, Lunchmeat gets baited into the gunshot, takes a hit. Putting him on last. Rotation in here from Hank looks really good, and it's good. Hank takes the stab on the top right, and yeah. Solid tag there. For whatever reason, there we go. There's okay, there we go. Now we have the replay going again. That shot there ended up being almost exactly the same as the first time I think they had fought off there. But yeah, not only did Hank get that queen kill guaranteed, but the warrior was set ready to go too. So here we go. Human Sewage ahead by 1. Helix Temple, both teams getting the berries tossed very quickly on each side. Push through here from Jordy. We have the berries already 2/3 done effectively on this on the Human Sewage side. Corvus going underneath Danny, trying to bait him. The question mark from Danny. He just rotates on the outside and gets the kill, but Syndro picks up where he was putting down, puts the berry in, but Danny gets that kill off of Hank as well. So both queens on second right now. Speeder goes right into Bats, takes the kill, and Bats, Batty kill, taking out Lunchmeat while getting close to the end of his stream here. Hank trying to help Syndro get that last berry in, or second to last berry in, taken out by Lunchmeat. Jordy going and trying to do the rotations here on the bottom. Syndro getting one of the berries into the top right. Putting only 1 left to go. Syndro with the toss, and it's good! Oh man, Human Sewage threading the needle on that one. Watch this toss here from the drop from Syndro. Grabbing from the middle pile, just a slowly release dunk there, going through 3 blue people at once for the toss in for the goal. All right, nesting flats. Looking for a spread across, trying to be able to get gates for the blue side. Gold side already throwing some berries away and around some of the key locations to try to go and get their double ups. Syndro efficiently getting in the speed. Jats holding on to things with his sword. All gates are gold. Goose finds a way in, working with the queen there. Corvus and who is that? That's it's Jordy. Together get respective pot shots on their queens. Both teams full military complement right now. Danny first to go down on the blue side. Lunchmeat takes out Hank for last life there. narrowly evades both the death and also being able to kill Jordy. Lunchmeat finds Hank on the right side column. Great play right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay really quick. The rotations between the swords got people on that right side. Pushing Hank in. Hank thinks he's going to be able to get that kill, but Lunchmeat just outmaneuvers him slightly, putting Soak one map up on the board. Tally Fields. Question marks railing out, throwing the beans around, and Hank rotating in on Lunchmeat as he goes low, takes him out. Also getting a warrior kill there, putting things in a great position for the for Human Sewage, who have now completed almost all the beans. We're at 3/4 of the way there. Speed Mace is not able to get there in time. Oh, they went for the same hole at the end. Would have been a little bit closer. That would have been, let's see. We're at 27 seconds now, so it's probably about 23, 24 seconds. Corvus trying to get the throw in here. Danny going and tossing things out against the Soak side. Jordy sets up Goose to get the bump in here, and Hank is on second to last, while Lunchmeat is on full last. Barry bounce out here. Danny doing a great job of getting into position and holding that Barry out, but Syndro about to take that toss in here. Pushed away Jordy, but not into the hole. Corvus rotating into the top here, going for Jordy, and a gunshot from Jordy does take out Hank, putting both queens on last. We're in a precarious position here for both teams. Corvus, oh! We saw some teleporting. Corvus teleports into Lunchmeat for the set. Unfortunate that it ended quite this way. Like, watch the replay here. You can see a quick lapse from the flash there, and Lunchmeat just moves in, and just the teleport there. Corvus gets underneath one, was not expected. Unfortunate. 21-9 versus 21-7 with one Barry in for Hank. 3 queen kills versus 5 queen kills. 16-11. Thank you guys for giving me a little bit of time to be able to talk about the stats. The queen kills respective here, kind of nuts. We got two 1-1 for both of the warrior spreads, so both teams did a great job here. The Berries, great shot from Corvus to be able to go and finish it off. Ridiculous in terms of what they're able to accomplish here. Warrior kills overall, exactly the same story as the queens, except Hank managed to get more of them picked off once again. So at the end of the day, it just became a battle of what could the queens do, because their warriors are both tip-top excellent shape. 48% uptime for Bats, 56% uptime for Jordy. So Jordy looking like he's doing a great... that was Goose. Goose was the kind of MVP there for the slots. So looks like we're having one rotation on the Human Sewage side. Human Sewage side. I think we're ready to go. Thank you, Kangaroo, for bringing in another viewer here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. If you're just coming in right now, Human Sewage managed to pull off a 3-1 victory against Soak for the first set. But yeah, unfortunate teleports for the win. Gotta love the B game. We're all still here for it. All right, Lunchmeat rejoining into the middle section here. Are we going to see a substitution, or we just have someone do a brief disconnect to try to prevent that from happening again? Because it was Corvus who rotated out. I'm sure that there's some discussion on the sides here for whether or not we can kind of prevent that from happening again. Let's see. Corvus is restarting everything. Okay, that makes sense. Trying to make sure that we're good. The restart's actually really quick if that's him coming in right now. Yep, that's Corvus. And they started up the game the instant Corvus was connecting in. All right. Here's to hoping that doesn't happen again. All right. We're hyped for the game for set 2. What else have we got over here to talk about? Positive sportsmanship for not really raising too much of an issue here for both teams. For Corvus, just doing everything we can to make sure that last one, which, was the only time we saw some teleporting, is not going to be bringing down the spirits of either team. All right, we're on Black Queen's Keep again, so it's like we're kind of getting started from the same place earlier. What else do we have here? Messaging. They were talking about it. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, they're, Good sportsmanship, doing the best we can. Doing the rotations here. Lunchmeat trying to come in last for the jostling in there. Hank ends up on top. Very briefly mount in there. We have Lunchmeat trying to rotate around, get Jordy into the gate. Does so. We have Danny up. We have a double pinch in there for the human sewage, putting Lunchmeat down and the entire blue team wiped. This is going to be a really rough spot for Lunchmeat, trying to find a way to be able to get someone in. Goose dunking a berry. Oh, clash off of the Jats shield and into the Hank, waiting on the other side. So watching what we see over here, great play of Jats trying to lure in Lunchmeat, trying to be able to get a pick off, and just like very patient, steady movement there puts Jats ahead and human sewage up 1-0. All right, pod. Queen rotation for Lunchmeat going into the initial here, allowing Danny to be able to get up. Goose and Jordy trying to hold down that right gate, but Hank moves in to be able to stop any of those aggression pieces. So we have 2 warriors for both sides. Speed coming up for Corvus right now. Rotation's going to come in. Lunchmeat tries to stop it. It's not good enough, but Lunchmeat goes and gets a pick off of one of the warriors. Human sewage is all down. Hank removed by Danny. Clear from the middle from Lunchmeat. Great control of the right gate, stopping Syndro from being able to get up. Hank tried to work with the team, not being able to safely get into the movements there. We got the quick attack and drops from Hank. Jordy, a Goose rubbing into rotation, getting into the place. Oh, wow. I'm actually really surprised that Hank managed to get that from Goose, but the bumps worked out in his favor. Bats, rotating into right gate, pulling Queen in. Syndro speed, rotating towards the middle, not going for the Queen quite yet. Gold team establishing position on the left side, waiting for Lunchmeat to rotate down, but the blue team, Soak, is doing the triangle formation. They let the Queen out for now. It looks like they were not quite on the appropriate tempo to be able to close the gap. Lunchmeat comes in, gets the speed sword down. That's huge play here. Corvus gets one in exchange. Goose rotating into the top middle, pinching. Nope, Lunchmeat goes and gets a kill, but Bats gets up now, trying to push against the Queen, gets the kill. Goose gets the counterplay, but that's a great trade for human sewage here. 1-1 for the Queen scores. No snail action or berry movement as you'd expect from these two teams. Full military complement. Bats gets up in the sword. Corvus trying to be able to push against Goose. Lunchmeat sees the opportunity, gets the pinch and kill. Jordy rotating into the left side against Syndro. Oh, that's double military up there against Lunchmeat. He's trapped in a little area, but he still managed to go and get the kill on the potential aggressors. Syndro rotating into the left side, pushing against Lunchmeat together with Hank. Pinch. Oh, Lunchmeat gets out of there, but gets Jats back up. Rotation into the left gate. Hank now in the bad position with Jordy on one side, Goose on the other, allowing Danny to be able to get up. Bats comes in, allows Hank to be able to escape from the right side. Great play there. Oh, what now, Microwave? We got some strong military coming up here. Corvus with the speed. The advantage is on human sewage for now. Rotate on the left gate. Sewage getting in for the left. Overall, Jordy getting the kills that we need for that victory to be manifesting for the Soak team. But Bats finds the angle against Lunchmeat, gets the second map in this set. So great patience here. The spread worked out very nicely. I thought for a second that we were going to have a queen kill on Hank, but I had to switch over quickly to Lunchmeat having the controls. All right, Danny making the calls. Bouncing out here. Lunchmeat with the tag. But bouncing against the berry, we have the top right gate control. Lunchmeat gets the first kill off of Hank as he tries to go and get up his warriors. 3 berries in, much slower this time. Rotation down from Hank gets the kill. Lunchmeat rotating into the left, full central control for the blue team. Hank trying to rotate through the bottom, not picking a fight with Goose quite yet. But overall trying to cut a path in. Lunchmeat following close behind, and Blue is in full control of all the military in these maps. Lunchmeat gets taken down, giving Hank an opportunity to tag some gates, getting Bats up, rotates away from Lunchmeat, Great play overall to be able to stay alive, but rotates in for Captain Danny. Captain Danny gets high and gets the kill. Speaking of which, Soak is rotating those beams into the hole. We have half of the berries taken care of for both teams now. Jordy rotating into the mace position. Goose throwing berries over to Danny to try to get that one in. Bats taking a berry, bumping out with Captain Danny here. Soak barely missing the opportunity to kill Bats with that berry still present. 6 left to go. Bats. Oh! Lunch Meat goes down too, so we have both queens on last in the rotation here. We have central control from blue. Bats trying to rotate in, taking out Captain Danny. Not happening, actually. I thought it was going to. Didn't manifest. Syndro getting a toss in there. Great weave. Getting it underneath Jordy to be able to get some more in, but Soak is taking the lead. Corvus rotating into Captain Danny, forcing him out of that middle section, which means we now have the full military complement of the people who are up, trying to stop the berries from coming in. Goose killed before getting the appropriate angle. Corvus taking the berry, bumping and jumping into the hole, which puts Human Sewage in the lead for berries. Whew! Jordy and Danny trying to work together on Hank in a high-low situation. Hank gets low first. 1 berry left to go. Bumping for Goose. The berry goes high. Bats takes it, rotating through the top there. Getting the throw in. Syndra just needs to get that jump one and gets it in. Human Sewage 3-0 against Soak in set 2. I love the placement and maneuverability of the gold team here, taking the berries that could have potentially have gone in for the blue team and very slowly and carefully finishing it off. 11 and 14 for Bats. It's 10 and 11 for Corvus. On the other side, Danny with a unstoppable 14 and 9. Puts him 6 warrior kills up, 2 queen kills for Danny, more so than Lunch Meat. Hank and Bats working together with Corvus. 3 and 3 and 2 respectable moves from Corvus, but I'd say the flexibility of Corvus is paying off big time. Even with a 53.9% uptime, still finds ways to get those berries in. Danny up with a 60.8% is overall putting him in the kind of like MVP spot so far. Like, everything continues to go well. No problems with teleportation this time, so no hard feelings there at least. And we'll see if Human Sewage can continue this little rampage that they're going on right now. Soak has only won 1 map so far. They still have opportunities, and once again, we're starting off on the same map that we've had every set start on, Black Queen's Keep. And both times, Lunch Meat, even with careful play, has found himself dying to Hank on the open. This time, they rotate away from each other, stop each other from going in there. Human Sewage is wiped. Captain Danny gets up first, rotates for the middle, and Lunch Meat is taken out by Hank once again, but just far later. But that's okay, because that means that Blue has the military that they've been yearning to be able to get every set here. And Danny gets in on lock, clearing the entirety of the gold team. Gold team does rotate into berry just a little bit to try to give themselves a start to do something else. Only 1 queen life has gone down right now. So we have all of the gold team focusing on trying to be able to get one of those gates in. Berries are around if they can rotate into the left side. That means that Jordy is probably going to get into the gate right now. No! Stopped in reverse by Bats. Bats gets the triple kill overall, putting Soak in a bad spot, and gets the queen kill. The 4-5 kills. Jats is on a killing spree. Doing a great job right now. We're going to have Syndro rotating in position with that gun. Taking the shot. No, he isn't. He's holding it. Just takes out a worker trying to be able to throw a berry to the other side. And Lunch Meat taken out by Hank in a dogfight in the top left. All right, here's the rotation from that. As he goes into the corner there trying to rotate with the team, he is in there with a warrior who spreads to the right, giving Hank the opportunity to do a single fight. Non to a decreased Kalis. Maybe even like forget for a moment to mark our point here. 4 seconds in, control is to the middle side for Hank so far. Captain Danny gets up. Goose rotating into the lower side. Full mill for the blue team. Lunch Meat taking out one of the warriors. So far, Hank's in a bit of a bad position. Triangle formation starts to come up, but Hank takes out one of the corners of it. Corvus bumping and trying to throw a toss to stun Lunchmeat away from that middle section. Not really sure if that was going to give the gold team an opportunity to be able to tag a gate and hold it, but overall, Hank is just basically taking the one-on-one 1v1s, won every one of them so far, tipping things back into gold's favor. Corvus finding the movements and bumping and getting the shot off, or sword off, taking out Lunchmeat. 1 life down. Lunchmeat rotating into the middle, gets Captain Danny on the top right after I say that, rotates through the column safely. Jats trying to go for it, but double kill from Lunchmeat takes out the warriors on the gold side. Speed Corvus is now the only thing we have to worry about for a few seconds as Syndro gets back up. Lunchmeat rotating into gate positions, working with the warriors for either side. He's protected very well. Jordy getting up on the wall, just not the wall and ball, just the mace. Danny going into the trap house, Clash killed by the combination of Syndro and Corvus. Goose doing the low rotation, holding his guns and taking out one of the warriors, but his exchange with Syndro. So we're kind of just up and down for both sides here. Blue currently fully wiped, with Hank in a good position, taking out the remaining workers. Microwave is only going to lose face with this particular match as Lobster. Oh, Corvus, on the other hand, helps in assisting to make sure that the entirety of the blue team is wiped. Lunchmeat does lose his invulnerability frames a little bit early, evades the gunshot. Oh, Clash from the gun! Lunchmeat didn't necessarily have time to be able to evade that. Hank takes full opportunity of that, gets the kill. This is match point for Human Sewage. Will they be able to pull this off on Tally? This is one of the ones that Soak has been able to show that they can get their wins in. It was stolen from the last second last time. Will they be able to pull it off this time? Bump from Corvus. Rotations, we have both teams going for a little bit of berry pressure. But for the most part, the workers have been on their own trying to find a gate to be able to get up on. Danny throwing the berries in here, putting him into a little bit of a lead, but there's more berries on the ground for the Human Sewage. We have a shot in from Goose here. We're at half berries, a little bit more than that, so Soak is advantaged here. We got the throw bumped off from Corvus. Hank getting the kill off of Lunchmeat as well, so we're at 1 life down each for the Queens. I don't know how Hank managed to survive those double maces there after getting a clash. Forced movements made it so that we were like in a pinching position, but it wasn't quite there. Lunchmeat managing to get 1. Hank against Goose. Finally, Goose manages to win that. I can't believe that happened, but he managed to get that kill, putting Hank on last. Soak is in a great position here. Gold doesn't have a good opportunity to be able to get up. Lunchmeat rotating in from the top, preventing it. 1 more berry. They're just tossing him down in here, and Lunchmeat gets the kill off of Hank as he's trying to defend the hive. This is exactly what Soak needed to be able to mount their comeback. Getting that rotation in here. You can see as Hank tries to be able to go and get their power move off of Lunchmeat away from Goose, but it's not enough. He's forced back in to be able to fight effectively a 2v1 while trying to go for the queen. Pod. Both military teams are going to be able to hit their strides. Both of them clear from Hank for the double, but Danny is up. It's going to be a little bit scary. Oh, immediately goes down. Syndro with the speed, trying to be able to rotate in, gets in there first. Bats yields. Full complement now up for Gold Team as both teams invest in trying to be able to get their power players up. Danny is now up with the speed sword against Bats. Queen kill from into Lunchmeat. So Danny and Danny and Goose have to work together here very carefully, try to set up the triangle against Hank. Hank easily finds a way around it. Jordy doing the diagonal here is able to evade the Queen's movements. We have 2 speed swords up, so it's a matter of just getting Bats back up again after he's been taken out. We have 2 speeds in the form of Danny and Goose. Danny and Jordy. Jordy gets removed as well, so it's just Danny and Lunchmeat now. Trying to, and just a tight squeeze puts Lunchmeat on last. This could be it. Lunchmeat's in a really awkward situation. We got the 2 triangle pieces around his top sides. It reforms beneath him. He goes high and manages to evade it for now. Lunchmeat rotates into gates again, so they're going to rebuild again. Lunchmeat's constantly having to just pick off and run. Hasn't actually managed to get any of the kills needed. Thankfully, Goose managed to get one for the team, keeping the dream kind of alive here. Lunchmeat's doing a great job of doing the weaves and finding where his warriors are to be able to have them go in first. They were making some trades. Lunchmeat, while he can't go on the offensive right now, is building up his team to the point where they can. Jordy gets the rotation at the top. We're advantaged militarily, aside from Queen lives right now, for Soak, as they're up 3 compared to the Golds 2, and they're better developed right now. With the speed sword, 1 speed, 2 regular vanillas versus 1 and 1. Also, the regular goes down for gold, so the speed goes down to Hank though. We're back into a position where you have a speed versus 2 vanilla. So we're trying to rebuild. We're still up entirely vanilla with Soak, so Soak's lost their advantage as more speed's coming up here. And Lunchmeat is finally found with a low attack from Syndro while the pressure is mounting from on high. So that is it. Human Sewage are your winners of this match, 3-0. All right, 33-10 from Lunchmeat, 39-3 from Hank. Hank is the one who is able to stay alive the most, to be able to be kind of the GOAT for the team, consistently just a little bit ahead of Lunchmeat, except in this case in warrior kills, because Lunchmeat was pressured so highly. Like, staying alive is still extremely impressive. Lunchmeat played incredibly. It was just a matter of, like, when you got the teams to be really scrappy with each other, when it comes to the little cuts, the death of 1,000 cuts is what made Human Sewage come out ahead against Soak in almost all of these matches, especially on this set, not when we had all of the berries. So congratulations to Human Sewage here. Here's your sewage going out all over my screen. MVPs really quick here is really hard because every single person on both teams had incredible highlights for the matches. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say that Hank consistently was the fuel in the tank for what Human Sewage was doing, and shout out to Corvus here for the insane berry plays that we ended up being... No, sorry, it was Syndro who managed to get the last berry in for that first match. That was like extremely hard to be able to get through three people at once. On the other side, Danny, I'd say, with the 7 warrior kills to be able to support Lunchmeat, is the person who is, even though he had the lowest uptime, had the highest presence of must kill, must clear. Goose also had some really, really strong play. This is really, really hard for being able to call MVPs, but I'm going to say it's going to be Danny and Hank at the end of the day. So thank you very much for joining us today here on the QP Mini Bosses stream. You guys are always a pleasure to have around. Thank you for joining us with the 10 viewers who came in over the course of the match. Congrats to the Jats' team. You'll see him in quick play and helping other teams kind of warm up and, winning matches like this. For now, this is Argos of the QP Mini Bosses signing off. Have a great night.